Hi guys, so I thought I would do a get ready with me today with some new products that I picked up from Sephora recently, and I showed them in a haul. So if you've watched any of my recent vlog videos that are kind of just mismatch of everything, fall haul, Sephora, chit chat, driving around, it was in those videos. So I'm gonna start out with the Dior Skin Forever. I think I've briefly mentioned this, but I know I haven't shown it in a video. I've probably had it a month or so. That's kind of been my go-to, and I've been switching off with the YSL, the All Hours. I did a little mini review of this on one of those vlogs. I'm in the color 20, and I think it's nude beige, but I need about 3 pumps of this one. I don't know why, and I'm just using a flat top brush. And I haven't been self-tanning lately. Typically, this is a really, really perfect match for me. I don't know if you can see, like when I'm over here, it just kind of blends into my ear. My face obviously has redness, but you know, here and here, it really blends in. It's a really nice match. I like it a lot. It does have a scent that I don't care for. I don't know why high-end foundations do that, but it seems they do more than anybody else. But it does seem to dissipate. You only notice it kind of when you're right around your nose. And I've tried this with a beauty blender and with a flat top brush, and I actually prefer this one with a brush. It just really depends on the foundation for me. But I will do, and I'll probably show you, I'll use the beauty blender, and I've done this for a long time. I think I've mentioned this. I will use the beauty blender dry after I put on my foundation. I've been doing this for several years, like I said, to kind of press in the foundation of my skin, get rid of maybe any excess, but then I'll also use it. I found dry specifically. It's like old school wave, you know, when you use the little makeup sponges back in the day, the little triangles. Dry really gives you fuller coverage. Like if you just have a few places you need to go over. I need to bring this closer here. Because for me, it's always kind of around my nose that, I don't know, doesn't always go on the best at first. So I have several here, but I really love, and I need a new one, the Real Technique ones. I love this flat top of it. I mean, there's nothing better than that. And it's actually really soft. It's really comparable to the beauty blender. And what's weird is I actually have this one right now. I don't know what it is with the colors. They're not as good as the original I found. And you would think it wouldn't make any difference because the original is pink. But it is. I don't like that one as well. So again, I'm just pressing this in. And basically if I wanted to go over any spots, which today's not too bad. I'll probably just use concealer. I would just take a little bit of that foundation. Usually I have some left over on the back of my hand, but I didn't today. I mean like tiny. And kind of just go over maybe some areas of redness. I don't know, I think it works better when I have some on the back of my hand. That doesn't work too good. So concealer, I'm gonna use the YSL, the All Hours Concealer. This is in the shade 3. Like I said in that review, I love this concealer for my face. It was a little drying under my eyes and the wrong color. I don't know if I was noticing it under my eyes because it was the wrong color or if it's just a little drying, but it's fantastic covering up any redness on your face. And I go back and forth between using this Pro Airbrush under my eyes, or I'll use the little, and this is dry as well, the little mini kind of blender that came with the, I don't know, it's the Real Techniques as well. I really like this too. And again, I get a little bit fuller coverage when I use it dry. Okay, so there we go for the face. And I've been still setting it with the Laura Mercier powder. And it actually is one of those foundations, you probably don't need to set it. I always lightly set it because I use concealer and I'm really trying to set the concealer. But this foundation feels so nice, I really don't think you'd have to set it, especially if you're dry. If you are oily or combination, you probably need to set just about everything. But I always just start in the places like my nose where makeup rubs off, and anywhere I put concealer. I just start there first and then kind of move around. And I've kind of been going back and forth with my Maybelline Fit Me, which I love. This one's way too light for me right now. This is fair. And then I also have it in light. And then I'm still going back and forth between the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. And I have it in, I don't know what colors these are. Light medium beige and light ivory. The light ivory, I feel like I've had fall allergies a little bit showing up on this eye. And sometimes the light colors just do not cover as well. I think I'm gonna use this Maybelline today and see. Sometimes I just really prefer it. And I think my Wet n Wild ones are getting maybe a little dried out. Usually I do my concealer before I set my face, but I didn't. I wasn't thinking. And then I use the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. You don't need much of this. And this is still that same Morphe brush that I use, the M438. I think a lot of people have these pointed brushes, but I think I just got mine on Amazon one time because I was looking at something else. Bronzer's still been the same, the Charlotte Tilbury. I had been using Laguna a little bit, but when I'm not self-tanning, it's slightly, you know, too noticeable. Especially like right here on me. Like you can really tell a difference between my, you know, I always have to kind of bronze up this too. So still loving this. This is like one of the best products I've probably ever purchased. No joke. When I wear my hair up, I definitely go behind my ears with the bronzer, especially like if I'm self-tanning, I'll put it up behind my ears and my neck down because, you know, that's just how different the colors are on me. But if I'm not, and I'll probably wear my hair up today, I just kind of take it down. Still using that shedding Sony Cash brush. And for lip balm, I used what I showed in that Sephora haul. This stuff's amazing. That Fresh Sugar. It's the new one, the lip caramel. Oh my God. Seriously, one of the best lip balms I've ever tried. It just makes your lips feel so smooth and nice. I really like it a lot. So the face, besides switching up the foundation and sometimes the blush, the face is pretty much the same. So this is that Pixie Duo again. They were nice enough to send me a while back and it has become one of my absolute favorites. I have been putting this a little bit on my eyes just as like a pretty glow. That's it. Before blush, this is the Peach Honey. You can find that at Target. And then I'll use the new Tarte. This is what I got in the birthday gift. This is the Partay or Partay. It's P-A-A-A-R-T-Y. It's a really pretty, just neutral blush, but it actually shows up more than you'd think. You still see that glow a little bit though coming through. Now for some brows. I kind of go back and forth with brows the way I do it. Oh my gosh. It really just changes all the time. So I have the Brow Wiz and the Brow Definer. The spoolie on my Brow Wiz broke off, but it's fine on my Brow Definer. And let's see. Let's go ahead and just I'll use both. Sometimes I'll dry my line with the Brow Wiz. I like that. And then I'll use the Brow Define to fill in. I keep saying I'm going to do a brow video and then I forget. So I just follow that natural line I have to come in on this side more. That's something I see a lot with people, and mine are the same way. This eyebrow pretty much lines up pretty good. It's a hair short, you can see. This one, it stops way over here, so I have to fill in quite a bit. It really makes your brows look off if you don't go ahead and pull that in to match your tear duct or match over here. Don't just like stop because, oh, one is farther away, so I'll just start cut. Like if I started filling in over here, I mean, it would look really strange. I would have like an enormous gap here. So you gotta try to even them up a little bit. And then I'm not always great at coming out far enough. So I really try to extend the line so it lines up with the corner of my eye. So that's about as even as mine are gonna get. And sometimes I'll fill in with this. It just depends. It's more tedious if I do. I kind of just try to follow the natural shape at first. That's why sometimes you'll see my brows more straight up and down here and more angled, because it depends, did I fill in this or did I just stay with the brow shape? And of course they're both a little different. So I'll go just to the top of that brow and I kind of then try to make a straight line over. And then connect it. That's an easy way for me to just know where my brows should be, but of course where I don't have hair anymore. Yesterday my brows looked pretty good, today they're not. I mean, some days they even out really well and other days they just don't. It's probably my actual eye. Some days maybe it's lower. For those of you that have to fill in probably 90% of your brows, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't have to fill them in much, you're like, what are you talking about? Or you're being too picky, but eyebrows, I'm telling you, they are the bane of my existence. I could get ready in like 5 minutes if it wasn't for my eyebrows. All right, we'll just pretend they're somewhat even. Okay, so moving on to eyes, I am using this new, I'm loving that Laura Mercier came out with matte caviar sticks because the other ones were just a little too sparkly for me. This one's an Au Naturel, and even though it says that, it definitely has, you know, a mauve undertone, you can see. So, I've been using this in place of that Sephora one, the Cafe au Lait, that, you know, I'd kind of just prime my eyes with a little. This definitely gives more color. So for some of you, depending on how light your eyelids are, your skin tone, this may be a good alternative to the one I used to use. And I kind of just see how low my eyebrow or my eyelids being that day and kind of draw this on accordingly. Looks kind of low today. So I do that and it looks crazy. And then I take a fluffy brush, doesn't matter what kind, and I just kind of blend all that in. I definitely kind of try to, you know, blur that line a little bit. There we go. Next, I'm going to take the I Want Candy palette by Too Faced. Again, I had shared this in a vlog. Loving the color Sparkling Cider. This one right here. It's so pretty. So I'm going to use Sparkling Cider and Cream Puff, which is this one. And then once in a while, I'll deepen up the outer crease with Taupe Berry. And then usually I'll use like whipped cream, you know, to brighten up, or banana cream pie to even out. So just, you know, using all of them. So another fluffy brush, this is the MAC 217, and I take that cream puff shade and just kind of go in the crease over that. I think I got a shadow over here. I can't see what's happening. And then I'll take another brush and I just take that sparkling cider. This has become like my favorite color in this palette. Just basically over the lid, a little in the corner here, but basically just brightening up the actual lid. And then if I feel like it's a little muddy or just want to clean up the edge a little bit, I'll just take another fluffy brush with that banana cream pie and kind of just go over that slightly. Today it really didn't need it, but sometimes I feel the need to do that. And let's see. Oh, another smaller brush then, that whipped cream. This is the more sparkly. I definitely take it in the corner and brighten it up. So there we go. And again, then if I wanted to deepen up the outer, I would take, this is what I've just been wearing is this look. I would take a little bit of that taupe berry. Man, my eyes like really low today, so I'm having to really work at this shade over here. And then just a blending brush, kind of. What is with the phone when I'm trying to do tutorials? Makeup Forever in black. I need to bust out my new one I just bought because this is getting really small. Chanel Marine Liner, back to using that quite a bit again. I've actually been wearing a lot more eye makeup again. I feel like when it starts to get fall, I do that again. Break out the heavier liner. I may start wearing gel on the top again. It's hard to say. Oh, and then sometimes I've been putting the Laura Mercier, I can't speak, on the bottom. And I'm so happy to have my regular Shiseido lash curler back. This is my absolute favorite. I just think it works so well and you don't have to like, you know, have it hanging on there forever. It's just my absolute favorite. I've tried a few others in between this one that I heard were good, but no, this is my favorite and I'm sticking with it. L'Oreal Lash Primer again. Still loving this. Now, I like to go in before this dries. I have found if I wait until this dries, it's harder to get the mascara to adhere to it. And it gets kind of dry and crumbly. So I don't like it that way. I like it when it's kind of wet still. The L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Well, apparently I was talking too much. My camera just shut off. So I did my mascara. That's it. You didn't miss anything. I'm going to use one of these two, depending on which I like. The Charlotte Tilbury, I have Iconic Nude and Pillow Talk here. We're going to start with Pillow Talk and see how we like it. Okay, sometimes I like to darken up the edges with Iconic Nude. How's that? Then we're gonna use the Marc Jacobs, thanks to Tika. Hey Tika, if you're watching, I mentioned this in that vlog. I asked her what her lip color was one day on Insta story, and I've heard so many people talk about this gloss. It's the Marc Jacobs Sugar Sugar. We're gonna put that on. It's a real pretty, just beigey pink. I'm not gonna put it all over. Since I darkened up those edges, I don't lose it. Okay, and there's the finished look. Here are the eyes. A little bit closer, hopefully you can tell. And this is just what I've been doing. Like I said, I don't always put the darker color in the crease. Like, you know, if I'm doing something I will, but just the main colors I've been using. So again, start to play with makeup a little bit more as the weather changes, which I always do. I hope you guys like it. Let me know if you do it and what you thought of it, or if you guys have any of these products, what's your favorites right now, especially lip colors. I feel like in the fall, I'm definitely back into lips and eyes, and just let me know what you guys are loving. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch, and we'll see you next time. Bye.